Thank you, Mr. Speaker. The NDP government continues to botch public consultation almost every time they attempt it. We have reports of the Municipal Affairs Minister saying one thing on linear assessment to rural communities and almost a completely opposite thing in front of urban communities and something else in this House. To the Premier, can Alberta municipalities believe what the rurals were told by the minister, what the urbans were told by the minister, or is there some other plan that's actually going to happen with linear assessment?
Honourable Premier.
Well, thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. The fact of the matter is that we're going to put in place a regime which allows and welcomes people to come to the table to negotiate better solutions. And ultimately, there will be a mediated process where they come up with a negotiated solution that depends on their unique circumstances, their income levels, their industry profile, all that kind of stuff. So that's the way it's going to work. We need to fix the problem. We need to do it fairly, that understands the unique nature of each community, and that's what the minister is committed to doing, Mr. Speaker.
First supplemental.
Well, Mr. Speaker, now we have a fourth answer to add to the first three. Last week, government announced a consultation on minimum wage. It seems a little late and rather disingenuous when they've already made it clear they're committed to the $15, and the Premier doubled down on the timeline at the LEAP manifesto meeting. To the Labour Minister, since you've stated there are as many reports that do not support minimum wage as ones that do, will you now hold back on the increase and listen to what Alberta businesses are telling you, that the $15 means less people hired, less jobs, less opportunities on the economic ladder for Albertans?
Honourable Minister of Labour.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members opposite seem to not value the work of people who are getting paid minimum wage or the work that they do. We know that at the $15 per hour or less level, there are 300,000 Albertans making those wages. We know that 33,000 of those Albertans are single parents with children. We are committed to respecting equality, respecting income security, and respecting human dignity by moving forward with our consultations on increasing the minimum wage to $15.
Supplemental.
Well, with this minister, those single parents won't have any jobs at all. We've also heard the government is reviewing the Workers' Compensation Board, Mr. Speaker. We heard this last year when the Premier was reviewing it, she said, and then we heard the Labour Minister is reviewing it. To the Labour Minister or the Premier, will Albertans see the result of the Labour Minister's review? Will you actually table the results in this House, or will that information be kept from Albertans, as was the case with the review that the Premier claims she did last December?
The Honourable Minister of Labour.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. It's absolutely critical that Albertans feel confident that the Workers' Compensation Board provides fair compensation and meaningful rehabilitation. As part of our overall strategy to review agencies, boards and commissions, I have asked for a very in-depth review to begin. The work is currently happening. I would encourage all Albertans to review what is being posted on that review's website. We are going to be asking for public input. I will be receiving an interim report this fall with a final report coming next year. Based off the work of this report and the panel, we will then look at what we need to do to change WC.